don't like that IHOP changed their name from International House of Pancakes.
They changed their name?
Yeah, it used to be International House of Pancakes.
What did they change it to?
What do you think they changed it to?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
IHOP?
Yay Networks.
Hey, everyone. I was about to say welcome back, and then I paused because I know you're going to laugh at me.
Episode 17 here.
Yes. Episode 17. We have to put it there so everybody stays in order. Somebody wrote me and we're like, it really helps me.
Oh, really?
When you say the episode number.
Oh, because I was wondering what number it's enough already.
No, I think we just started it. We started the podcast saying the episodes and we have to keep it that way.
All right.
But I just picked up my dad. We call him Big Sexy. A lot of people used to... whenever I would say happy birthday, Big Sexy about my dad, people are like, ew, you call your dad Big Sexy?
People love it. All my friends love it.
I know. I'm like, okay, loser. That's what his boss gave him. I didn't make up that name. My dad's boss made up Big Sexy because my dad was almost 300 pounds. And that's why he started calling him that. And then all of our friends call my dad Big Sexy. My next door neighbor's little girl, she goes, where's Big Papa?
But now your dad's looking like medium sexy.
Now he's medium sexy. He's dropped, I think, almost
80 to 100 pounds?
80 to 100 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
And he loves it.
He's looking good.
Yeah.
He's looking good.
He likes shopping and getting clothes now. It's all like hunting looking clothes, but he likes it.
Yeah, it's nice. So again, this is Friday that we're filming this. You guys are going to hear this Wednesday, the day after Halloween. So we're going to talk a little bit about Halloween, obviously, in this episode. But we wanted to talk about last week's episode a little bit, this 7-year itch. And me and Jordan were talking about, we were in the right area, but we didn't even realize that we were going on our eighth
year. See, guys, we get so confused.
So we skipped the 7-year itch. We're in it right now. We didn't know that, but the 7-year itch, if you guys didn't listen to last week's episode, we talked all about it. But we didn't realize what year. We've been together 14 years. That's what I remember. Not so much the wedding, unless I go back and I'm like, wait, Lawson's 7. He was born in 2016. We got married because of Lawson, and there you go. There's the math.
And then I just, for some reason, I always just get it. I always think like it was before or after. And it makes no sense in my brain. I don't know why I think that.
I'd love to jump in there and see what's happening.
There's a lot of different things going on. You know what I did today? And I know we've all done this. You know, when you're looking for your phone, like, where's my phone? And I had it in my pocket and I'm like, I lost it. I left it in Target. I remember having it in my pocket. I left it. I don't feel it in my pocket. And I'm looking everywhere and I had it in a different pocket right here. Or, when you have it in your hand and you're like, where's my phone? And you're freaking out and it's like right in front of your face.
That's like, remember the pencil? That's a little old, but you're like, where's my pencil? Like when you're in school and it's in your ear.
Oh gosh,
and you can't find your pencil.
Are old doing that. A pencil in your ear? Nobody ever did that.
What?
I was in school. But
you never had a pencil?
I had a pencil. I never put a pencil in my ear.
You didn't?
No. That's I don't
know. And you're like, where's my pencil?
Maybe that's year 1996.
Yeah, that's super old. Wow. I'm a loser.
Yeah, no. I
do have the phantom phone. Like when you don't even have your phone on you and then you're like, oh, someone's calling me. And you're like, my phone's not even in my pocket. You never had that? The phantom? Like you think it's buzzing, but your phone's not on you?
No, I've never had that.
What? The phantom like phone call in your pocket, but it's not there?
No.
That's a thing.
It is?
Yeah, for sure.
I've never even heard of that.
Really?
No.
Yeah, that for sure that's a thing.
Okay.
I think so. Although I carry a pencil in my ear, so who knows?
No, you're just old school.
No, that's a thing. The phone phantom thing's for sure a thing.
Today in the car, when I picked my dad and Judy up, Leighton, I had picked him up from school and he went with us, and Judy said to me, that's my dad's girlfriend. They've been together forever. She goes, I think you need to want just one more
Kid?
baby. Yeah. Because Leighton, she goes, he was the baby and now he doesn't look like a baby. You just need one more. And I go, no. I go, ask your son to have a baby. She goes, well, he doesn't have anybody now. And I was like, not me. You can cancel me out. I go, Jeff's closer to 50 now. I go, no way.
I'm 45.
You're closer to 50.
You're right. I still would mind one more.
Jeff complains.
I'd have feelings, but I wouldn't be super mad.
No, you would love it. That's why you won't go get your thing snipped.
No, that's laziness. But I wouldn't mind. Leighton, to me, listen, I've always said 3. Well, I've said 4, but I always said 3 because I'm the third. So when I was born, my brothers were 7 and 5. I for sure was an accident. I'm sure my parents are listening. They might not admit to it, but I was.
Oh, no, your mom told me.
Oh, I was.
She thought.
For sure. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's an accident. But a lot of my friends are like the third child, right? So I feel like I'm the best out of the 3. If my brothers are listening, they'll think they're the best. But I think I'm the best, and I think the third child's the best. So if we have one more, it's going to be like little Jeff. Lawson's already like little Jeff. We need I don't know the word. Another little Jeff. I don't know. You know what? I don't know what I'm saying. Because then when I think about like car seats and strollers and going to the airport, then I'm like, no.
This is what I think.
Sorry, little Jeff.
Jeff already complains about how expensive things are and finances and everything, and we're fine. And he already complains about it all.
You're right.
If you add a third to the mix, talk about flying for the holidays and things, you're going to I will divorce you then. We probably wouldn't even make it because then you would be over the top complaining about everything. I couldn't handle it.
You're right. Last week I was sick and I didn't drink, and I feel better, by the way. So thanks for listening to last week's episode, because I looked at myself. I was like, oh my God. Why did we even do an episode? But anyways, I had like 2 sips of beer right now because it's Friday and I must be drunk thinking I want another kid. So maybe I'll put a pin in that for right now.
But tonight we're going to do, the temperature is supposed to drop. It's been so beautiful here, and it's going to get really cold for Halloween. It's going to be really cold.
Yeah.
Leighton is going to be an elf on the shelf. I don't know if we've said that or not. So I want to match somebody, and Lawson is Fortnite. I don't think there's any adult costumes with that. So I just bought a Santa Claus onesie because it's going to be super cozy, and I just like being cozy.
And then I got my Buddy the Elf costume from Halloween years back.
Right.
BC, before children.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The good old days.
Yes.
But I don't know if I'm going to be running around in tights.
I doubt it.
It's a Tuesday. I'm not a big, during the week, let's hang out guy.
No, you're not at all.
Yeah, I'm not a big, say hi during the week.
Jeff,
just, leave me alone.
It's like Friday, Saturday, he'll talk to you. If it's any other day, forget it. He's like, don't talk.
Here's what I do, because I know myself, right? And I know, if something's going on, I'm easily distracted or influenced, and I'll be like, all right, I'll come over, I'll have one beer. And then you're talking, you're like, I'll have another beer. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, what should we do? Should we order a pizza? And then I'm all in, because I don't have I have a problem with moderation. And I just have to ignore everybody and be like, listen, I got to work out. I got to do what I have to do. I have to get ready for tomorrow. And that's just me getting older. And I know my limitations.
You do. Me, I do. Actually, I've been doing good. I haven't been drinking. I've just been trying. I'm either all in or all out.
Me too.
And so I got to have, my neighbor texted me today. I know everybody's getting excited because my dad's like, let's go to the liquor store. And we just got a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, I'm not drinking tonight. And then I don't know. I'm like, if my neighbors are drinking and it's something fun, maybe. But then I feel like I'm doing good without it.
You're doing good. You're doing really good. You're down 10 pounds too.
Yeah, from that, that pellet. I know I keep talking about it.
No, it's good because I think people want to hear about it because I'm interested in it.
I feel like myself again. I feel so much better. When I would pick up the kids, when I pick up Lawson from school, I would crash every day around that time. And it was like ladies, you know what I'm talking about, a pregnancy tired. If you you feel like you just I wouldn't do anything. And now I feel like how I did a couple years ago. I'm like, why didn't I do this longer? And I told Jeff this, I have to thank my neighbor, Candace. I don't think she listens to this, but she is the one that told me, you should have your hormones checked. You should check all that, because I was complaining to her about how I was gaining so much weight. And she's in that field. She's in the medical field, weight loss, all of that. And she is the one that told me to go get it checked. And if it wasn't for her, I would have never went and got it checked. And now I feel good. And then since I got that pellet, just down 10 pounds, because I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, how in the world am I putting on 5 pounds here, 6 pounds here, another 4 pounds, and not even losing it? I know I keep talking about it.
No, it's good. I'm telling you, people don't even know what that was. We were talking with my sister-in-law and my brother yesterday, and Jordan was telling them about, her losing weight. And then, I think we told you guys, they put it in your butt cheek, like they make an incision, put in your butt cheek, and then sew it up. And my sister-in-law was like, so you just put the pill in your butt? She thought you put it in your butthole. She thought you just stuff a little pill in there.
I was like, no.
She's like, how does it stay in there for a couple of months?
Yeah. And once you do it, once it's in, like you can't take it out. It was either, or you can take pills. I'm not good with medicine. That's why I have an IUD. And because I'm not good at taking medicine, but I'm off all my antidepressants. I'm off everything. And I feel way better, 1,000% better.
And once you get that train rolling, people laugh at me, or, when I talk about positivity or motivation or things, once you just start putting one foot in front of the other, literally, like just go outside and go for a walk and just push it a little further and a little further, and then once you start getting in a routine, it's easier to wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. And then the train starts rolling. You know what I mean? And then when you don't, but then that makes you want to drink less. Yeah. And then you're like, if I do this tonight, I'm not going to be able to stay on schedule of what. So it's kind of like, if you're stuck in a rut, it's hard to get out of that rut. Right. It's hard to get that train out of the station. Am I beating up this analogy too much? But it really is. And once you get that going, I'm telling you, it's like, there's something, in the universe that once your mind is there, your body's, I don't mean to get it. Man, this beer is like really kicking in and I'm feeling good. But let's take a little break, because when we come back, we had so many people talking about, dating and the apps, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so, they're on board with what we were talking about.
We're going back to it. We're going to
So we're going to go back to it. We got this list from one of our producers, and we're going to go over it. It's about where you go on a first date, whether women like it or not, right?
No, some girl wrote a list of places where not to take your...
we're not to go on a first date.
We're not to go on a first date.
And I just took a peek at it. We got to go in. We'll go into detail more. But I was like, what are you talking about? Those are like my favorite places.
Yeah, same here.
All right. So we'll come back and go over that list.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Lately, I have been upping my walking game, because being outside is way better for my mental health. I can tell a difference in my moods. I think you can too.
Definitely.
It makes me feel so much better.
Well, not in your, I meant like when I work out, I feel better. But yes, I notice a difference in your moods as well.
But I was asking you about my moods.
Yes,
too.
You have been.
Just being outside and walking and exercising, it also too helps with my depression and anxiety, but it also is good to go to someone if you do need help, someone to talk to. And that's why BetterHelp is so great, because it's in the privacy of your own home. You can choose different therapists. If one therapist isn't a good fit for you, it's always good just to talk to somebody.
Yeah, we have each other to talk to, which is great, but sometimes it's nice to talk to somebody else. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And my favorite part, you could switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, because it's super important to get somebody that you connect with.
Exactly. And I mean, I think that is the most important thing, that you find a doctor that understands you and that you really vibe with.
Yeah, you're not afraid to tell the truth, how you're really feeling.
Right. Like me, I'm way too comfortable with my people.
Well, that's a good thing. So visit BetterHelp.com/Togethermess today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Togethermess, MESS.
All right, welcome back. And so I'm going to read the top what this says. This is what our producer gave to us. Here is a list of places women absolutely refuse to go to on a first date. Thank you to the ladies who reached out to help me on my list. By the way, I have no idea who these ladies are. I don't know if they're like high maintenance housewives, but all these are places I would want to go. And what
about like middle America?
Jeff, we wouldn't do well if we dated.
What are you talking about? I said I like these places.
No, I'm saying you and I are together. I'm saying if we had to date new people, if we were divorced, we wouldn't do well because we are so like, this is not cool. I
think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but
so what do you mean we wouldn't do well?
I'm saying new people. If you were dating someone new, she'd be like, why are you not taking me to, what's that place in California we go to? Like Nobu or somewhere like that.
I'd be like, bitch, please. So for people watching on YouTube, we'll pop this up on the screen. And for people just listening, we'll go over some of these. Yeah, it's a long list. It's 28, but we'll start with the top 3 or 4 or 5 at least.
Okay.
Or 6. What are you talking about? Number 6 is the movies. You can't go to the movies anymore on a date?
That is all we did when we dated. Remember, we used to go.
That's a good first date.
We would stop and get coffees, and then
maybe not a first date because you can't really talk. But anyways.
But if it's like the second or third date, I would want to go.
I miss the movies. I want to go see that movie, Flowers of the Summer Moon or whatever. Scorsese and DiCaprio.
I do too. It actually looks really good.
I actually said, well, hold on, we're going to get to the list. But I said to Michael Dean, one of our producers at my job, and I was like, he was going to see it. And I go, you know what I miss? I didn't even tell you. I'm like, I just want to go to the movies by myself and just go watch that movie. It's a 3-hour movie. I just want to go in there. And I'm like, I feel like I'm cheating on my wife if I just go to the movie. She's like, you're not going to the movies. And I'm like, I really just want to go to the movies by myself. No kids and just watch that movie.
Why not me? I want to go.
See, I told you I couldn't mention it. Anyways, let's get back to the list.
I think we should turn a portion. We have a pretty big basement and we could turn it into a movie room. How about that? And then we can have our own movie.
Settle down. And let's start with the number 1 thing on this list. Cheesecake Factory. Keep it real.
Cheesecake Factory. What's wrong with Cheesecake Factory? It's got 10 pages.
Yeah, it's got a lot of options. You're going to find something for everybody.
Exactly. So
that's the number 1 thing on the list?
And then
where not to go?
Applebee's. Love Applebee's.
Wait, so this is the worst. So according to this person, whoever reached out to her,
and she said
Cheesecake Factory is the worst place to go?
Well, it's probably just a list. I don't think it's list by worst. She just has a list.
They got a great happy hour.
Yeah, Chili's, they have the best beer. They have ice cold beers and their chips and salsa. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with. Olive Garden.
Listen, soup and salad.
Endless soup and salad. Sticks. Oh, yeah. Your house. Maybe I could see house if you're newly dating, because then maybe you might feel pressured, like you have to have sex with them. What if they're trying to make moves on you?
Oh, you mean like come over on a first date?
Yeah.
You can't come over.
No. Okay, I get that.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
A couple of these I'm with you. Wingstop, you can't go to Wingstop on a first date.
Not Wingstop, but Buffalo Wild Wings, yes.
On a first date?
I like Buffalo Wild Wings. Depends what type of person you are.
If they're like in the sports, I guess. If you want to go watch like Monday Night Football or something.
What if it's a Sunday? Everybody has a Sunday.
But that would be cool. Like if I was to meet a girl, don't get jealous. And she's like, oh man, I'm so into football, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, would you want to go watch a game with me on Monday night at like Buffalo Wild Wings? I'd be like, this chick's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my style. You know what I mean?
You want me to tell you when Jeff said he knew he wanted to marry me? Do you remember?
Absolutely.
Do you? No, you don't. Really?
What? Tell me.
You don't remember anything. We would always, yeah, right. You just don't remember. We would always, this is when we lived in LA. I would go with him and his guy friends out fishing.
Oh yeah, I totally do remember.
And I know
exactly what you're talking about.
Sick.
I know exactly.
I got so sick on the boat. I don't know why. I was extremely nauseous that day. Normally I never got sick. And I just kept throwing up over the side of the boat. And I would throw up, wipe my mouth, and just keep fishing. And then Jeff's like...
drinking.
And drinking. And Jeff's like, I'm going to marry her.
We were with a bunch of our friends. Didn't we just get off Big Brother?
No,
I don't
think
time?
so. I think it was a different time. But we did used to do that when we get off Big Brother. But this was a different time. Bob was with us.
Yeah.
And
our friend Bob, yeah.
Was like, I'm going to go to the
Bob,
bathroom.
Wasn't Matt there too?
No, Matt wasn't with us on this trip.
Okay, yeah,
Normally Matt
yeah.
always was. And I was going to go to the bathroom. And if you're on that boat, there's blood, guts, like fish guts everywhere.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not that bad.
Yes, it is. It smells. It's gross. And I went down to that bathroom and I was like, I can't even squat. I can't even try to pee. So I was like, I'm just going to hold it and just keep barfing because looking at this toilet, I'm going to barf. Squatting, I'm going to barf. It was black. It was black.
It's not. It's my actually. Listen,
it's nasty.
It's my favorite time. If I had one more day
in LA.
Yeah, I don't want to say that because then I'm excluding my family. But if I just had if I could just pick a day, let me snap my fingers right now and just go somewhere, it'd be on the ocean with my buddies, on one of those tanker boats and just go out there. We have beers. You just drop your line over the edge and it's my favorite day. And then we come back and make fish tacos.
And the thing is,
it's my favorite.
Once you get out on that boat, there's no turning back. You're going deep. It was called deep sea fishing, right? And you're out there for 5 hours.
Yeah, it's
so the whole time I'm just bleh, bleh.
All right, we don't need the sound effects. We got it.
All right.
So wait, there's this list is full of. Let me run through it real fast because it's Cheesecake, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle. You can't go to Chipotle.
No, you can't.
Olive Garden, the movies. I think that's a great night. Your House, any fast food chain. We mentioned a lot of these. How you feel about Red Lobster? Because I'm a Red Lobster fan.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a chain person. I've never, ever been to Red Lobster because I'm not a fish person.
See, I love it.
And my grandparents, they're so cute. I always send them gift cards to Red Lobster. That's where they go for
people think it's shitty to go there. I used to go there. I remember it was a treat growing up. I'm like, dude, let's hit Red Lobster with my parents because I loved it. And they're whatever those muffins, not
they
muffins,
have biscuits,
the biscuit things.
And
they're cheddar.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Those things are the best.
Well, I've never been.
All right. Well, I would go there. Probably we wouldn't get along on that one.
IHOP. Only way I would go to IHOP would be if we were hungover the next day and we went to IHOP to get breakfast.
I don't like that IHOP changed their name from International House of Pancakes.
They changed their name?
Yeah, it used to be International House of Pancakes.
What did they change it to?
What do you think they changed it to?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
IHOP?
Good guess. Yeah, it's too bougie. I don't like I don't like it anymore. Anyways.
Okay, let's skip down. Nightclubs, I could see that. You couldn't talk.
No.
And then,
what do you mean a sports event? That's awesome. A sporting event?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what if they're not...
You don't think going in the summer to a baseball game and,
Yeah, but what if they're prissy and they're not into that?
I'm not into you. You know what I mean?
Well, this is in general, for everyone.
But that's what I'm saying. But this says we're not to go.
It said family functions.
Whoever wrote this list seems a little bougie to me. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people are bougie.
A bar just for drinks?
Said Jeff.
But a bar just for drinks? That's perfect.
Oh.
All these seem like very, legitimate first date things.
We are bar people. We love old school bars. There's a place over here by us in Littleton. Remember that bar? And it's the old carpet.
Oh,
and I bet people back in the day just rip ciggies in there. And it smells like smoke in there. I don't even know. Can you smoke in there?
No way.
It smelled like smoke when
it's
we were in there.
probably from years of smoking in there.
Probably in the old green carpet. I love that.
I love an old wooden bar or English pub type thing. I don't know. Just the people in there are my kind of people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just Jeff tries to...
I miss making like friends. You know what else I like? A good airport bar. I like to strike up a conversation and then never talk to that person again. I'm weird at the airport
because I just don't trust people. So I would feel weird about drinking. Like, I know I'm going to sound like a weirdo, but Vegas, like, I am not a Vegas person. I hate Vegas. But even that, I remember I went for a friend's bachelorette party. This is, I don't know, 2014, 2013, something like that. And the whole time I kept ordering beers, and I kept my thumb in my beer because I kept thinking, what if somebody just like somehow, and I don't see it and I'm drunk, and puts a pill in there and I don't even know it? Or like, because you're on a bachelorette party, guys would come over and be like, hey, here's drinks for you guys. I won't touch it because I didn't see the bartender pour it.
I mean, you got to be careful these days.
Yeah, like I just am so weird. And I feel like when we were younger, you could just have more fun and just let loose and be goofy. And now it's like everybody has their phones out or recording something or taking pictures. And let's say one of your friends post a picture and somebody's standing near you and you're wasted and it looks like you're with this person. Then it just causes like a whole nother thing of drama. It's almost like we always just like, people make fun of me because they're like, you never leave the neighborhood, which I don't, because I get along with my neighbors so well that I just feel more comfortable just sitting in my driveway drinking, right?
No, I know what you mean. And that's why I think like, you know, those neighborhood bars, those bars like the wooden bars, those bars I described, I don't get that vibe in there.
No.
You know what I mean? If you're out like a hot spot where, you know, the crowd is always changing, it's like, then I'm like, it's like, as soon as I have like a little buzz, I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know, or it's like the sun goes down, I'm like, I got to go home. This isn't my crowd, you know?
That's like the only time I feel like if I get anxiety or because I'm like, what's going on? Or I feel like I don't have that uneasy control.
Feeling. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you with that. And that's why I like those little towny places, right. You know?
And this was back in March. I was at a birthday party.
Before you tell this story, let's take a quick little break.
Okay.
And then tell your...
Okay.
I can't wait for this birthday story.
Okay. Welcome back. Speaking of being in places and uncomfortable, I feel like I get protective of my friends. Like if I get drunk, I'm always looking around, like where I watch too much Dateline.
No way. Everybody for themselves.
I need to just carry like a knife with me at all times, like a pocket knife.
Dude.
And so.
When did you start deciding that? We never even go out.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, when you're drinking like that, like if you need it to protect you, you know?
And someone's like, Miss, you dropped your phone. Ah!
Oh God, you dropped your beer. So anyways, this was back in March, a friend's birthday. We're leaving a restaurant and there was a girl I met who was friends with another friend, didn't know her, super nice. And she was like, I gotta leave. And, you know, we were getting our stuff and leaving. And she was really pretty and had like a tiny little skirt on. She had like a really nice body. And I'm like, that's somebody I'm going to see on Dateline or 2020. So she was like waiting for her Uber and it took a long time. And I was like, I know I just met you. I was like, I don't mean to be a weirdo, but I'm just going to stand out here with you. I'm not going to leave you because just in case. And she's like, looked at me and she was like, I'm fine. I was like, no, just because she was wearing like a short little skirt, you know, and the guys walking by were looking at her because she's very attractive and she's married. And I'm like, no, I was like, just like wanted to make sure she got in her Uber because I get like that whenever I drink. I like want to make sure everybody's like good. I don't want anybody going off by themselves. They need to carry a pocket knife.
You know what
I do. I get like that. I get very protective. And when we were I can't stand this. When we were at a concert a couple weeks ago, it was me and my neighbors. And we were at the bar minding our own business. This was before the concert started. We went to go have drinks. And I can't stand when those random people just come up to you and just start talking to you. And it's like, we don't want to talk to you. Between all of us, we have like 10 kids. Go away. And they are...
I want to like jump in there. What do you say? Okay, so let me... The other side of that. What do you say? What would you say to men out there? I don't know how many single men listen to this podcast, but what's a way that you could approach a woman with good intentions? If everyone's wearing a wedding ring, obviously he didn't have good intentions. But what's a way to approach a woman that may be a little bit older? Say you're trying to hit on somebody and you've been married for whatever and you guys broke up. How do you approach a woman these days without being like a scumbag?
Well, everyone's different how they react to it. For me, it would be somebody like being silly or like say like a joke that comes across as innocent.
But it'd have to happen naturally, right? You can't just walk up to somebody.
But that's what they did. It was these two guys and they just walk up and they're drunk and they're younger than us. They're not married. And they just...
No, I'm saying they obviously saw you guys were married. So their intentions weren't great.
Yeah, but then because we were just kind of short... Whenever someone's being short, and if the conversation stops at a dead silence, that means walk away.
So they didn't get the point. Yeah.
So one guy walked away, and the other one stayed, and then he kind of started trying to throw little jabs at us, like throwing little things. And my next door neighbor, love her. She's just like her mom. She is spicy, and she had something to say. Like he kept kind of throwing like little,
because his ego got bruised.
No, he's being a smart ass.
Yeah, that's what it is though, right?
He would say something kind of smart and my neighbor had an answer right back. Kind of like you're really quick on your feet. If somebody was saying something to you being rude, you're so quick on your feet. Me, I have to think about it. I'm not like funny on the spot, but I kept telling my neighbor, I was like, you turned into your mom. I go, you were so good at like getting him out of there. And she was like, I know. I'm
like Jason Bourne with insults. I read the room and I already have an insult for everybody. And if someone starts some shit, I'm like... No,
but you're very quick on your feet. Like, I can't. And then, you don't want to be rude, but it's just like, go away. And then, he just said something about my friend's hat. Like, how much did that hat cost you? Oh, is that a peacock feather or something? And I'm like... Fuck off. None of us want to talk to you. Get away.
That's because his ego was bruised. That's a loser. His ego was bruised. And instead of just being like, oh, sorry, you guys are married, whatever, I just want you guys to have a good time and kind of like roll with the punches, he went the other way and like pushed you down in the schoolyard. You know what I mean? Because his ego was bruised. So he's a loser. And so that guy's he's striking out all
There's been guys in the past that come up and they're just funny and goofy, and then you're like, oh, I want to laugh with this guy, and so you just laugh.
And you go home and sleep with him.
Yeah, and then you go, sure. Hang on, I do have one story. This was from and this is, oh my gosh, this is so random. Where are we going? But hang on, this guy I loved. I was 18 years old. No, I was 18, maybe 19. And this guy had the bet. Like, I don't think I've ever shared this story with you. I went with my friend down to Wilmington, North Carolina, down to the beach, and we were doing it was like a whole like oyster thing, crawfish broil. And there were these guys from New York that drove down. Best personalities, like super goofy, funny.
I'm already not liking this story.
Hang on, listen.
No, because you don't like seafood. So what was the real reason you went there?
No. I was going just to get drunk. I was like 18.
I'm just kidding.
And so the guy, he's missing an arm from here down, okay? And he would, the whole time, like, had jokes. Like, while he was cracking the, like, peeling the shrimp, he would have something to say. Like, while he would use his arm that he didn't have here, he would use it and help like crack it.
He had like a little nub that he could hold the shrimp.
And then, it's like, now I'm like, oh wait, am I going to say something where somebody's going to get mad how I describe it? But he was laughing. And then I asked him and I just kept talking. And I was like, what happened? Because I felt comfortable enough to ask him because he was being so goofy about it. And he's like, I was surfing and a shark came and he bit my arm off here And I'm like, asking him all these questions, like, I'm so sorry. And it felt bad. And then he kept peeling shrimp and eating it, went the whole night. And I'm like, I still can't believe that happened. And he's like, no, I was just born this way. And then I was like, that was good. Dude, and he goes, that's how I pick up chicks. And I was like, you are so cute. And it wasn't like, I'm missing an arm, feel bad for me. Yeah. He was like, he was so fun. And I had the best night with him. And like, we just like hung out and just like got drunk. And I loved him. And he still to this day, you know, now I still remember him. You wouldn't remember anybody else, but because he had this crazy story, you remember.
It's just good attitudes. You know what I mean? Like you remember good, just, I don't know.
Do you have a story like that maybe when you were younger?
With a chick?
Yeah, like did she have like a story? Like if you were trying to, what did young Jeff do? How did you pick up girl?
Oh boy, super embarrassing.
Did you go up and would you say a joke? I could see you like say,
yeah, for sure.
I want to cringe thinking.
Yeah, it was super cringy.
No.
Because when I dated, you had to go out. That was it. Like so but
in your neighborhood's small.
My neighborhood where I grew up, but I mean downtown was 15 minutes away. Downtown. Yeah, so you go to the city.
So what would you say?
And just
you're getting embarrassed.
It is embarrassing because I was embarrassed. I think we all were embarrassing. We were young, and that's how you pick up chicks. You know what I mean? You got to go make like, you know, you got to have like a little game.
So what'd you do? It's
got to happen naturally. You can't just go up to somebody and, you know, I don't even know. It would happen. It have to happen. Whoa, I'm getting tongue tied. It would have to happen naturally. You know what I mean? And then that's the way you do it.
So wait,
I can't just go up to a group of girls and be like, hey, how's an Eskimo break the ice or whatever? You know what I mean? With those lines, that's funny actually sometimes. But like,
do you think it's the eye contact? We're helping somebody out there. You make eye contact.
No, I think it's your confidence. But
I think it's if you lock eyes. If you lock eyes with somebody and then let's say you look away and then you kind of lock again. And then you're like, okay, he's looked at me a couple times. So then you're like, maybe I'll walk past.
I was even younger. I was always like a sports bar guy, like neighborhood bar guy, sports bar, even anywhere, loungy bar, you know, type of thing. Those clubs, I went to them, but I don't know how you meet someone in a club. It's like,
I think when you go to that, that's just to have like one night stand.
Yeah, but I'm more like in like, you know, you see somebody, you're like, hey, do you want to play like a little game of darts or bowling or whatever? You know what I mean? And then you talk around like the shuffleboard table. Yeah. It's better like that, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how. Oh my God. If I had to go back out into that world.
Okay, so our Lawson, our 7-year-old, has a crush on our next door neighbor's daughter. She's beautiful. And I always think about Lawson when he's 17. I'm like, what's Lawson going to do? Like, is he going to, because Lawson always seems quiet. And I'm like, who is he going to be? Like, what is he going to do?
Oh, it makes me like, I am cringing a little bit.
It makes me cringe.
It's like so bad.
Thinking about it.
Because you're young and you don't know what's going on. Your hormones are going nuts and you're just like.
Yeah. But then it's like our kids. And then you like want to protect your kid and you know they're going to get heartbroken and you know some girl's going to embarrass them probably. And I'm like, oh, I don't want that to happen. But you know it's going to happen.
It's got to happen.
It's got to happen.
And then they're going to tell us. And
no, what I don't want is like, oh my God, talk to these younger kids and like people having sex now, like being young and having sex. I'm like, oh my God, just don't have sex till you're like 18. Just wait till you're 18 to have sex.
They're 7 and 5.
I'm saying when they get older. Jeff, how old were you when you had sex?
Listen, I think that's where we stopped this episode.
I was 18.
Go back to my old lines and when did I have sex? By the way, Jordan's like, oh yeah, that's so fun. Like later she'll start having a couple beers and she'll be like, so where were you when you talked to that girl? No. Like I get in trouble from things that happened 20 years ago.
No, not that stuff. Maybe it might be other things.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
We won't say that.
Yeah, when you get drunk,
I turn into Sybil.
You do.
That's what my dad says. Yeah.
All right. Well, before it gets Sybil up in here, let's get out of here.
All righty.
That was I mean, they're all random, but that one didn't even make sense.
It seems like you guys like them random, though. Never know what you're going to get.
Like a box of chocolates.
That's right. All right. Have a wonderful Halloween weekend.
No, it's already Halloween.
No, that's right. We're filming on Friday. I forgot. Well, whatever. Have a good weekend. It's Friday.
Don't eat too much. Dude, the worst is the candy right now. You got to throw away all the candy.
Yeah, it's hard, especially if you're trying to diet. But have a great weekend. Hope your kids have a great trick-or-treating. Bye. Had a great trick-or-treating. Bye. No, when we say welcome back, I can be like, guys, I got to add in one thing that I left out.
You don't have to. Do
you want me to? Do you feel uncomfortable?
But I mean, it's just kind of weird. Hey, guys, welcome back. Oh, my God. We banged it out last night.
No, not talking like that. Be like, one thing with the pellet, I didn't notice the sex thing, but now it's kicked in and I understand what.
Save it for next week.
Okay, I'll save it.